the gospel really primarily a gospel of hope, or is it primarily a gospel about the threat of going to hell? And so I looked it up, and I looked at all of the different places in the New Testament where the gospel message is preached, where they're presenting the gospel in the book of Acts or elsewhere, where the gospel is presented. And I discovered this, that in 78% of cases where the gospel is presented in the New Testament, it leads with either this idea of hope or an announcement that the kingdom has come. Announcement and hope. There's something good. And I'm not surprised by that, because the gospel is good news and you're going to hell is bad news. The Greek word for gospel literally means good news. It's the good news of the kingdom. The good news that God is going to change things. The good news that you may feel like you're in hell, but Jesus has the answer. 78% of cases, that gospel message is led with hope. And in 50% of cases where the gospel is preached or presented in the New Testament, we discover that hell and judgment are not even mentioned at all. But hope is always there. And so the message of the gospel is primarily a message of hope and not hell. And that's so important, isn't it? Because we live in a world right now where people need hope. I don't know about you. I think probably everyone in this room feels like they could do with a bit more hope in their lives. To tell you the truth, Christians ought to be the most hopeful people in the world, because we have a living hope. So judgment only appears in about 50% of cases. It's the backdrop. It's the dark, horrible backdrop to this wonderful, bright hope that we have in the gospel. Hope is the common denominator of every single New Testament presentation of the gospel.